Hey everybody, Steven here, and today I'm looking at the Air 4 Pro, which just released. This is an upgrade to the Air 4. SoundPeats has listened to the community and made some small adjustments to the Air 4 that we're going to look at today. We're going to look at the specs too, because I want to just cover both of these and see if there's been any other updates than the main one that you're seeing on the front of the box here, which is it now actually has the ear tip where the regular Air 4 does not. So we have the Air 4 in here. Let's go ahead and get this unboxed. So here's the regular Air 4. This comes in black and white, and then we'll see. This is it. So no tip to this. It's literally just, it's like a Apple AirPod, right? No tip to this. I do like this product. It has really good sound to it, but one of the things I mentioned in the review is you do have to get used to the fact that there is no ear tip, so it feels like it's not as secure in your ear. It holds fine. I did workouts with it, didn't have any issues, but it did feel like it was actually going to pop out of the ear. Never did, but I know for some people that may be an issue where they want something that just feels a little more secure in their actual ear. So now the fun part, let's get this thing unboxed. So this is going to be the Pro. Slightly larger box, but everything visually looks pretty identical. A little bit more shine on this case. Obviously it is bigger because, there you see it, we have the ear tip. So going from the regular Air 4 to the Pro, that is the big major difference in terms of just the build of it. So here we have the two. Looks, like I said, pretty identical, but they've added this little part here now so that we can put this ear tip. I'm going to test these out, but with the specs being pretty much the same as far as just a first glance has shown me, we'll dive into that here in a second. I'm not going to get as in-depth with this as I did the other video just because, again, they're pretty much the same. I'm going to do my own workouts. I just basically won't film them like I did for this one. We should have our USB Type-C. We have a reset button there, right? Yep. And the reset button on this one is in the front. So a change there. But like I said, other than that, pretty much the same in terms of just everything, difference in the LED light. Very subtle changes here. So let's look at the specs though. Or actually, let's finish what's in the box. So this is just your user manual here, right? That comes in the top sleeve. There they are. So usually mediums are on the wireless earbud when you get it, and then you will have a pair of small and a pair of large that you can swap them out for. So yeah, we have both of these. I do like the molding on the inside here. Seems a little bit more rigid. And then you have the soft portion on the outside. But we do have those in there, and then you should have the USB Type-C cable, and sure enough you do. So that's gonna be everything you get in the box. User manual, the USB Type-C cable, and then you have your different sizing for the ear tip there. But now let's look at just spec comparison on the back. So both of these have a Bluetooth 5.3. The frequency response range 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. That is the same on both. We have 10 meters on the maximum working distance. Keep in mind that is in open space. That doesn't count if you're gonna put a bunch of walls between you and the device that you're trying to stream from. Playtime about 6.5 hours. That is the same on both, up to 26 hours with the charging case. Battery capacity 35 milliamp with the earbuds and 330 milliamps with the charging case. Everything else here, again, seems to be the same. We have our 13mm dynamic driver, same playtime, hybrid active noise cancellation. That's going to be one of the big ones I am going to test, because with that, I am expecting that the noise cancellation with this device, because it is sealing off the whole ear, is going to be better when compared to the originals here. Because they didn't quite seal the ear off the same, the noise cancellation was there and the transparency mode was there. It just didn't have the same seal. So again, I think this one is actually going to perform better because of these ear tips. I also suspect that these are going to be a little bit more comfortable for long-term use. That was something that I mentioned with the review of the Air 4 here, is that with about an hour in, I would notice personally that my ear would start to ache just a little bit, where this one shouldn't have that same issue because it's just a softer, because this is the hard plastic inside of your ear, where this is going to be the very soft tip inside of your ear. So let's get both of these out now so we can look. They look so much bigger just because of that ear tip. That's fascinating. Take that off. You can see just a subtle design change here. Although this technically should look like that. There we go. So I'm going to test these out. I will cut back. I'll shoot a bunch of B-roll so you guys get a better look at this, and then talk about my experience, especially coming from the Air 4 over to the Air 4 Pro here. And again, this was already a really good wireless earbud with a solid price, solid specs. I expect that this is just going to take that same good product, make it slightly better from the feedback that they've gotten from the community, and just make this potentially a better choice for you, depending on whether or not you do want the ear tip. But the good news is you don't actually have to use it. If you didn't want to use the ear tip, you could always just get this other version, same specs here. So let's go ahead and jump over now, and I will talk about how the performance has been and the feel with this new update after using it for about a week or two.
So setup here, the exact same as the regular Air 4, quick and easy to do. After this, I wanted to make sure that it would connect to the app. So if you watch the original Air 4 review, this has an app and you get to adjust various settings. One of the big ones is the EQ, the equalizer, and I just checked it really quick, and what was fascinating is that it automatically connected to this. So I didn't have to try and link it up again like I did with the Air 4. It was just ready to go. With this, again, you have all the various settings that you have with the regular Air 4. It's just, now it's the Air 4 Pro. So you have volume control, adaptive EQ. Very fascinating. It does take a little while to set up, but this is just going to adjust the EQ based off the environment that you're in. Then you have the different presets, and then I'll look at that here in a second, and then custom as well. So I've used this mainly on electronic and bass boost. Again, you can do the custom here. Then you get to change the noise cancellation or transparency mode, or normal if you want as well. I'm gonna let this roll out. In terms of just overall sound quality and all of that, I do think it sounds a little bit better because it is sealing off your ear. So in the gym, this was better performance in my opinion over the Air 4, which still had good performance. Is just, again, sealing off the ear, it just sounds better. Game mode as well, disable all functions of the multifunctional buttons, and then in-ear detection. I do like that you have those options here, but it sounds really good. In terms of just overall volume, the SoundPeats are some of the loudest wireless earbuds that I have. So these get really, really loud, so that is good. And then again, quality with the EQ settings here, you can tell a difference between all of them, and then they all sound really good. I just prefer the electronic or the bass boost. The different modes, transparency, noise cancellation, and then normal, it was slightly better. I don't know quite what I was expecting. I knew it was going to be better, and it is, because again, it's sealing off the ear. It wasn't like leaps and bounds better. I would just say probably 20% better. it's not going to touch something like the AirPod Pros. Those are just kind of, to me, they're the gold standard. Like the noise cancellation and transparency mode that has just is the best that is out there. These, you do notice it, it's just not as apparent. And so testing that in different scenarios to see how well it does perform, it's decent. And again, it's going to be a subtle boost. It's going to be slightly better than the regular Air 4s. Comfort was the big thing that I know this would have an improvement over the Air 4s, and it does feel better. So I mentioned that these kind of make my ears ache with the regular Air 4s at about the hour and a half mark. These I could wear for a long time and they feel fine. They feel really good, solid in the ear. They don't feel like they're going to fall out if I'm doing plyometrics or if I'm going outside and hiking or anything like that. There wasn't any issue there. Call quality, I think, is slightly better in terms of hearing the other person, again, just sealing off the ear. So I think that was an improvement as well. But it still has the same amount of mics on it. I think it's 3 per earbud, so you get 6 total mics. So performance on that side was still the same. So really just comfort is way better. The quality of the noise cancellation and transparency mode is just improved because of these ear tips, as well as the overall sound. So I think this is, in my opinion, the better option, but I do like the fact that you have 2. If you don't want those gel ear tips, you can go with the regular Air 4s, because again, performance here is the same in terms of the specs. It's just, I think it is more comfortable with these because of those gel tips, but 2 different options here depending on what you want. You still have access to the app. The game mode is there where you're reducing latency with gaming. I'm not a huge gamer on my phone. I like that it is there for anybody that does play games on their phone. I've never experienced an issue when I've done that with this wireless earbud, regardless of whether or not it was the Air 4 or the Pro here. Performance there was just top notch. So that is going to be it for this one. I like that they listened to the community's feedback and they've made the improvements to the Air 4 and they made it in my opinion, a better product, but you still have these 2 options. So I'll have a link for this in the description if you want to pick it up. If you have any questions about this, let me know in the comment section. I will make sure to answer that for you there. If you like the video, hit the like button for me as it helps the channel out. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.